Hey y'all, so this is exclusively Bobby, MD edition.
Fantasizing, got him fiending for this. He want my number, had to hit him with the hit him with the hit him with the
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Bobby, and today I'm doing another episode of Med School Uncut. Today's topic will be health and wellness, and today I have the pleasure of introducing one of my colleagues, and I'm going to allow her to introduce herself.
Hi guys, my name is Eniola. I was born in Nigeria, but I currently live in Houston, Texas. H-Town represents. I am also a year one student with Bobby. My specialty that I would like to go into, I'm not completely decided in it yet, but I'm leaning towards pediatric emergency medicine.
Pediatrics. So we're going to go and just dive into our first question.
Okay.
Have you ever considered quitting medicine?
I have not actually. We are very early into our journey, so I think there's still time. Yeah. But our current block actually is posing quite tough for me. I think this is like the closest I'm coming to being stressed with medicine. I think the last block and the last couple of blocks that we've had have been pretty easygoing, but this current one is, it's getting me there. But I wouldn't say I've thought about quitting.
You got this. Okay. Do you feel like you're sacrificing your life to become a doctor?
In a way, yes. We are putting years of our lives on the line to, go to school for this long. I don't think I've had a break since undergrad. I've been like, school, straight into med school. It's like, yes, I'm sacrificing my life, but of course, everyone says it's going to pay off, and that is the truth. It's going to pay off. We definitely are sacrificing a lot, like family time. Yeah. I'm missing a couple of weddings, missing birthdays. Yeah. That's a lot of sacrifice.
If you have ever failed or didn't do as well as you expected on an exam, how do you regroup?
I always think take it one exam at a time. You can always do better. Even when you do bad, you can always do better. It's not going to define your whole career as a medical student. What I do, I reflect on, what I did leading up to the exam. And I feel like I always know where I went wrong. It's like either I didn't, post-read all my lectures, I didn't spend enough time doing practice questions, or I just wasn't 100% during exam time. So I always will think back and reflect on the past block and see, what it was that tripped me up, or, things like that. And then I will lay out a new strategy on how to approach the next block and make sure that I start off strong. That way, if I find myself falling behind, I know where to catch myself, and I know, how much behind I am to be able to keep up and get back.
To regroup yourself.
Yeah.
How do you avoid burnout?
Oh man. That's a good question. I feel like it sucks to hear, but burnout is inevitable as a medical student because you have material being thrown at you every day, literally every day, and it does not stop. Even on the weekends, you have material that you didn't know you needed to know. It's stressful, and even summer break didn't feel like it happened. It was 3 months and I felt like it didn't happen. Something I always do is when it gets to nighttime, I tend to not study because I like to take if I study right up until I go to bed, I won't sleep well. So I like to take my nights and I'll go to the gym and then I'll just not study after that. And if I do, it'll be something passive, pre-reading or just practice questions passively. Whenever I feel like I'm getting to that point where I'm really, really stressed out, I just don't even try, because at that point you're not going to learn anything. Even if you keep going, you're just not, and that's going to do more harm than good. And so if I feel like I'm getting to a point where I'm just really stressed out, I just take time for myself. I do things I like to watch movies a lot, so I'll sit and binge anything. Drink wine, ice cream, whatever, anything that makes me happy, I will do it just to get my mind out of study mode.
Because then you're in survival mode.
Right, exactly. Exactly. It's dangerous because you can get burnt out and just not be able to get back to it. And there have been people who that's happened to, and they've had to, like, you know, take a leave of absence or like drop out or something. And burnout is real, you guys. Like,
it is 100%.
It's not good. So another way I avoid burnout is to have a community here. So I have, you know, my group of friends, and like, you know, just people who look out for you, people who care about you. Like, always go to them if you're feeling any type of way. You know, I'll, like, you know, have a girls' night, or I'll just, like, you know, go talk to my friends or one of my friends, or I'll call my friend at home, call my mom, just talk to people that make you feel better, people that make you feel loved and things like that. You know, they'll encourage you, they'll support you, they'll tell you you're doing okay, because a lot of times it'll just be in your head, you know. You'll be doing fine, but you'll just feel like you're not doing enough. And so, like, these people can see you from the outside, and they can tell you, you know, hey, you're okay, you're gonna be fine, things like that.
And that reassurance really helps sometimes.
Exactly.
Okay. What are your thoughts on doctor being the profession with the highest suicidal rates?
Girl, like I said, burnout is real. Like, it's so like, it's, I think we have like the highest numbers now of doctors, you know, committing suicide, and that's awful, because like, we're supposed to be saving lives, but we're losing our lives in that process. Like, that's such an awful thing. And like I was saying, like, burnout can lead to like you quitting and like not being able to come back, but it can also lead to like detrimental, like, mental health, you know, problems and things. And a lot of doctors these days, you know, you think you're a doctor, who would you go talk to? You know, people come to you, so who are you supposed to go to? Like, a lot of us will like internalize things and not, you know, go talk to people.
Don't do it.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You need a support system. Everybody does. And even then, you hear of people who do have that support system who still, you know, fall prey to, you know, these thoughts and things. And it's devastating, really. And it kind of scares me, like, you know, being a future doctor. Like, when I get there, and also wanting to go into emergency, which has the highest rate of burnout. You know, it's like, when I get there, when I'm feeling these feelings, who am I going to turn to, and is it going to be enough? You know, it's a scary thought, but, you know, you just gotta take one step at a time. Yeah.
Who do you lean on when you're having a hard time or a bad day in medical school?
So me and my mom are best friends. She's like, I tell her everything. So if I'm having a bad day, I mean, yes, granted, you know, that's your parent. Sometimes they won't understand. And sometimes, obviously, it's not something that they've gone through. Like, I'll try and explain something to my mom or something like that, and she just won't understand. But that's my person. That's my go-to person. If I've had a bad day, I'll call her, even if I can't tell her exactly what it's about. You know, just talking to her is comforting enough. You know, just people who can like wrap you with love and prayer and things. That's my mom. Second go-to would be my friend at home. She's also doing something similar, and you know, she can relate more. If I call her, you know, she can always tell me, hey, I love you, this and this. Or like, if it's like something that I'm in my head about, she's like, get out your head, you know, you're gonna be fine.
Do you think the gym has an effect on your mental health?
Definitely, most definitely. Girl, sometimes I feel like I just want to run away and just scream. So like, when I go to the gym and I get on that treadmill, it's like you know, there was this one time I went to the gym and I was running on the treadmill and I was crying, and it just looked like I was sweating, but I was like, I have not felt this kind of release in like a hot minute, you know, like it's very therapeutic. Or you're like, you can be like pumping some weights and like, you know, you're like, whoever it is that pissed you off that day, like, you're just thinking you're banging their head with them. Girl, no, but the gym is very, very therapeutic. You can get out your stress and you tire yourself out. You go home and you go sleep. That means you're not up thinking about whatever it is, you know, that's troubling you at the time. But yeah, it's very helpful.
How do you balance being a medical student but also having a social life?
That's a good question. I think this is something I definitely had to learn. So back in college, I wasn't very like social. I was just like keep to myself, you know, go home, go to class, go home, and like, you know, that's it. But I think as time passed, I just became someone who like needed energy from people in a sense. And so like I just started being more outgoing, and it was very nerve-wracking at first because I used to think of myself as an introvert, you know, and like, girl, I'm telling you,
this is right here, okay?
I'm telling you, like, you can ask anyone who knew me in college. Like, I didn't used to socialize. I didn't go out. I mean, and even if I did, I would be like in the bag, and then I just like dip out. Like,
I feel like I'm the opposite. I was really, really social in college, but now I'm like trying to, you know, be by myself. Yeah,
I feel that, and it's like, I don't know, I think the older you get, the more you learn about yourself and the more you settle into the kind of person that you're going to be. Social situations used to scare me before. Not that I didn't want to be a part of it, it's just that I didn't know how to be, you know, and they used to scare me. And I think now, you know, I understand life better, I would say, even though it's just like a few years back. I just feel like I understand life better, and I understand that like you need people around you, you know, like you need people with good energy, not just people with good energy around you.
That's the key right there.
Exactly. And so like I've just become this like person who's very outgoing, and like even on my bad days I still put on a smile and I'm still saying hi to people and things like that. And I think that helps you just like have that good social network around. And like a lot of times like I'll just be walking campus and like head down and people are like calling my name from across the street.
Everybody and you're that, okay?
And it's, I don't know how it happened, but it just comes from like me, like, you know, just starting conversations with people. I'm just like, hi, like, how are you? And this is something that I had to learn how to do. Like, before I would just say hi to people, but now I make it a point to say, hi, how are you? You know, because then people hear that and they're like, oh, like someone's asking me how I am, you know, and they want to talk to you, and it makes people open up to you a lot more. It makes people have just a more open outlook, or just be more receptive to you. And so like I think these little things that I incorporate into like, you know, what is just my daily life, you know, which is my personality, people take that and they like it, you know, and it's like, yeah, she's very friendly and she's very welcoming, and you know, like I'll say hi to her when I see her, kind of thing.
So last question, what is one piece of advice you have for pre-med students or anyone thinking about becoming a doctor?
I think my biggest advice that I would give is you can absolutely do it. You can absolutely 100% do it. Do not let anybody tell you otherwise. You can 100%. This profession is not just for a certain type of people. As long as you're determined enough, as long as you put in the work that you need to, as long as you're resilient and you keep coming back, can't nobody tell you nothing. You can absolutely do it.
You can. Okay guys, so first I'd like to thank Eniola for allowing me to interview her. I hope you guys really enjoyed this segment of health and wellness. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know and I'll try my best to answer them. But for now, bye.